Staying in Nigeria, there was mild drama at the Senate on Tuesday as the Chief Whip, Ali Ndume, stormed out of the chamber after he was ruled out of order by Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Ndume had raised a point of order, citing Order 54 of the Senate rulebook to draw the attention of the Senate President to his handling of affairs in the chambers, which were against the rules. Akpabio had hardly allowed Ndume to end his speech when he ruled him out of order. A visibly enraged Ndume then stormed out of the chamber and went straight to his office. The Chief Whip was just settling down when he received a call from a colleague to return to the chamber for an executive session. Now, Dotun Hassan, a legal practitioner, joins us for more on the intrigues trailing the Nigerian Senate. Thank you so much for your time, Dotun.
A pleasure to be on your program this morning.
All right, great. Now, let's, of course, set the ball rolling right now. I mean, a lot of intrigues and drama currently happening at the Senate. First, with that of the ousted Elisha Abo, and right now, Ali Ndume. And of course, a roving figure in all of this happens to be the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio. What do you make of this?
Well, we must understand the political atmosphere in Nigeria is currently faced with at the moment, with different intrigues and political obnobbing and horse-trading and all of you. We cannot outrightly say that all these are not linked to their political interest. And in as much as the whole world drama that ensued between the Senate President and Senator Ali Ndume during the last session, for me, it is all about how our Senate
Dr. Hassan, if you can hear me, we can barely hear you.
treating us.
Okay,
And how much they are spent. What Senator Ali Ndume did conduct, because you don't just rise now. Yes, you know, so what we believe is the fact that what happened during that session to meet Senator Ali Ndume, because sessions of those people.
All right, if you can hear me, Dr. Hassan, would you also want to put, to question the leadership style of the Senate President being a factor too, that maybe quite a number of them are not comfortable with, some of which have been described as sectional and somewhat autocratic?
You know, when politicians begin to play on our mind, they begin to put so much color to their interests. But for me, as far as Senator Godswill Akpabio leadership is all about, and to many Nigerians, is getting the much needed matter on the table. And it's not about sentiment. The leadership is not sectional, because looking at how much they all end their contestation, we know how the election of his emergence was. So yeah, you don't expect his opposition to still be at ease with him, because that election was a more of ethnic related, more than their personal competencies and capacities. And these are issues that they will continue to raise against each other to weaken each other. But for a country first, I think most needed important thing is for us to consider the effects of how much the leadership and members are putting the people's first. Yes, I know the issues they were raising, that Senator Ali Ndume raised, was an issue of 500 million of palliatives, and how it was being shared. We, the citizens ourselves, we demand appropriate information. Who and who gets what? Is it people are negotiating their region for them, and they represent such region and they share money on our behalf? Because sometimes we try to look at every issue from their own perspective. But for us as a people, I believe that Senator Akpabio's leadership is doing good and is on the right path. Where we want the Senate President to make his voice known is on the issue of petroleum subsidy. We the people want to demand more information. We want to know how things are going about, how citizens are suffering every day. So those are areas we want the Senate to be paying more attention. On the issue of Senator Abo claiming that because he lost his appeal case, because he had one personal rift, he should put it, to me that is foolhardy. It's unreasonable and does not even hold any water because it is just sentimental and sensationalizing his loss. You lost an election before your court in your own state, in Adamawa state. What's the concern of Senate President? Either you are the appeal. So people should not just lock us up in their personal political intrigues. So Nigeria is a democratic state, and we should be giving institutions high level of respect. They should not drag the judiciary into mud. And I still want to reiterate, the judiciary is still the last hope of a common man. And I still believe the judiciary will continue to serve that interest.
All right. I mean, Senator Abo has actually countered that with an apology. But before I let you go, is it okay to say that at the moment the chamber is somewhat divided, given the intrigues and the drama currently happening? And how healthy is this for our democracy?
Well, it is. There is no division of the people's interest, because it is only division of personal interest of our political demigods, because they believe that they seize power in this part of the world. People don't respect due process and rule of law. But to me, however this is all about, is still what is called democracy. Democracy around skirmishes, free will, freedom of expression. Everybody seems to be very free to express themselves. And that's the beauty of democracy. However, it's now going to be affecting whoever is affecting. That is his own personal interest. But no one should drag personal sentiment into governmental interest. And that is why people should downplay politics. They should now focus more on governance. And I want to implore our senators and our House of Reps members, enough of excessive expenses. We cannot continue to pay more out of our nose. Much of money have been expended on them to service their duty. Why can't a senator that serves within that constituency is supposed to submit the car, the jeep, every materials? Because that is government property. But our own part of the world, once you are there and you acquire a car, you are taking off the car. No. We are only going to be servicing wastages, and it will lead to leakages.
All right, Dr. Hassan, thank you so much for your time on the news.